Lotta and Brown for Stiftungstv at the 4th International CSR Conference in Berlin. Welcome, Professor Yaziji.
Thank you.
From the International Institute of Management Development, and he's also the director of Forum of Corporate Sustainability Management in the context of the IMD. And Mr. Yaziji, regarding social and ecological challenges of the 21st century, like climate change or food security, how important are collaborations between NGOs and companies to face these challenges?
I think they're critical. I don't think it's only a matter of collaboration. I think the conflict matters also. Essentially what we need is change in the way that we as a society perform, how we act. And that means somebody has to move us. And often it's NGOs that are kind of the engines for social change, whether it's the voluntary behavior of corporations or changing the regulatory framework. So I think NGOs play a critical role as a little bit of an irritant to get corporations to move, to get governments to move. But I think one of the things we've seen over the last 10 years and are seeing increasingly is the collaboration between these two players. And I think these are critical in two different ways. I think firms together with NGOs can change corporate behavior, and corporations can gain some competitive advantage through these partnerships. For example, reputational advantages or technical shifts. In addition, and my personal belief is that this is even more critical, often we need to change the regulation to make fundamental change to an industry. Yeah. So it's not about one firm's behavior, it's about the whole industry. And by NGOs and corporations aligning themselves to shape the regulatory environment, they can fundamentally address these issues like climate change or food scarcity.
And what are, in your opinion, the main challenges of collaboration between NGOs and companies, and how could they be overcome?
Good question. So just to give you a little bit of background, I teach basic strategy as well. And part of basic strategy is about JVs, joint ventures between corporations. And what we see there is a tremendous rate of failure. Collaboration between NGOs and corporations is even more difficult because you have different ideologies, you have initial distrust, you have different organizational processes and speeds of operating, and all of these things can get in the way of a successful collaboration. So the challenges are substantive. On the flip side, especially from a corporate perspective, one of the things we know from strategy is that anything that's easy to do will never give you competitive advantage. So the firms that actually develop a competence in these partnerships will gain a tremendous competitive advantage over time.